if you're like me, you go through a day being constantly annoyed. I wish I had XYZ. The other day I forgot my boot name tag. Somebody just came up with a cool product for that. So, wouldn't it be cool if you got annoyed by something and you could just create a cool product? So I'm going to help you overcome the mental block and tell you it's really easy. And why you would want to do this? Because this guy wanted to sell coupons. He made a WordPress blog, ran it for eight months using a PDF generator for the Groupons, and he's worth $2 billion these days. So, and if you can do it, anybody can do it. So let's start with how the internet basically works. An internet is a client, a laptop that wants something, a video, picture, whatever. There's a server on the other side. It sends it back to it. The protocol that manages that is HTTP, 4 letters we've all been staring at for like the last 15 years. Where you start is wireframing. This is my favorite. You take your idea, draw a bunch of scribbles, look like Da Vinci with all his patent applications. This is really simple. You do it on paper and PowerPoint. There's a bunch of apps that let you do it. This one I did in Balsamic. Step 2, get a domain name, get an address for your website. Really hard to do these days. That's why there's sites like Domise, which let you search really quickly. I'm really good at this. I came up with SnuggleCloud and a bunch of others, so feel free to ask me anytime. You'll have to go host it somewhere. GoDaddy does an excellent job of us, as Danica Patrick tells us every year at Super Bowl, which is basically a physical place for your website. It's going to host it. It sits in some random hallway like this, not in your basement like a lot of other sites started. Next step, get a landing page. So Sarah talked about this. I won't go over it again, just mention another cool tool to do this. It's Kickoff Labs, very similar to LaunchRock. So just collect email addresses. This is our coming soon sign. So let's get to building our products. The front end is really simple. Front end is just an annotated document where you say, hey, this is something I want to be bold, or this is something I want to be the heading. And it's actually a user's browser that does all the work. So I just write a simple file, and then Chrome creates it. We're not in the 90s, so front end is a lot prettier these days, and it's really simple for you to do that. So this site's all built in Twitter Bootstrap, which is just basically a bunch of pre-written front end. All you need to do is place stuff differently and change colors. Once you have the website, it looks pretty. You need to start tracking who's visiting it. Google gives you a very, very simple code that you can put at the bottom of your website, and you can start seeing where your visitors are coming from and what's going on. So tracking is important, especially for boot kids. All right, let's start building our backend, which is the brain of our product. We all know programming languages. If you want to build a web product, the ones you need to know are PHP, which is the traditional one, Python, and Rails. Rails is the most popular these days. Python is not Rails, Ruby. Anyways, framework, this guy, DHAs, he came up with Ruby on Rails, which is just a bunch of pre-written code on Ruby. All you need to do is copy it and use it in your website. This guy owns the most expensive Lamborghini these days because of what he came up with. Once you picked your framework, hopefully it's Ruby on Rails, go into the cloud, forget everything I talked about hosting earlier. Heroku is great. Basically what it does is you put your app in the cloud, it scales automatically. You don't need to worry about anything. Next step for you, and this is why I came to Boot, is to sound smart about a lot of stuff without doing much. Go to this site, Hacker News. Just spend 5 minutes a day there. It's like where all the cool Silicon Valley people hang out. You will learn a ton about product development. Once you're good with that, go to Code Academy, not the Code Academy in Chicago, which is pretty cool as well, but the Code Academy website. You can start building basic JavaScript apps, again, front-end stuff. All right, so next step, build your first app, pick up a book, go to Borders. This is a really good book I would recommend. It walks you through building an e-commerce, eBay clone, I think, in Ruby on Rails. Probably take you a week from not knowing anything about programming to building this app out there. Once you're sort of getting the hang of stuff, learn Git. Git is just like a Dropbox for your group case study. So, it keeps track of versions. Basically, it does everything. So you can collaborate and bring on other people. These days, frameworks take care of most database stuff, so I'll shut up and just let you read the cartoon. And if you don't get it, come ask me later. Or if you don't get the joke. All right. Next thing you need to do to sound really smart and building a product, A/B test. Don't assume what you think is the right product is the right product. Show different versions to different customers, different demographics, and just see how they like it. If you're web's old, mobile's the next thing, forget everything else, as I said, and just go listen to this guy, Paul Hegarty. He has an 18-hour class on iTunes about building iPhone apps. again, for beginners, I think within a couple of hours, you'll be building your first app. So hopefully, don't be scared of product development.